At the end of every exercise session, it's important to keep moving, but to slow it down. We got many requests for this one, so we made a scoliosis-friendly cool-down routine. And so here's how you can use this. You can do one or two of our other scoliosis-friendly workouts that are focused on cardio or strength, and then end with this one to bring you back to baseline. Or you can do your exercise that you do in your day-to-day life, like workout classes, biking, running, dancing, anything really, and then come home and end your day with this routine to bring the energy down and prepare you to rest. If you have any thoughts or questions, let us know in the comments section below, as always, and consider joining our membership to become a TSC cheerleader and get faster replies and priority video requests. Otherwise, enjoy this short routine to help you cool down and relax. Okay, so this is a cool down routine that's really great to do after you've done one of our other cardio or strengthening workouts. We're starting with a full body flow, so a yoga flow, but with some scoliosis specific changes. Okay, so from here, start ground through your feet, deep breath, inhale, reach overhead. As you exhale, you're going to do a forward fold, that's a hip hinge, okay? So not a full fold down. From here, hands on your shins, think about lengthening your spine. Place your hands down on the mat, trying to keep your trunk neutral. Step back and lower down. You can go from your knees or your toes. From here, activate your core and just hover your hands. And then press through your hands, tuck your toes, lift into a downward dog. Really bend your knees as much as you need to here and think about reaching your sit bones away. Make sure not to collapse into your shoulders and into an arch position. We're staying active this whole time. And then from here, we're going to walk our hands back, squat if you need to, and then push back up into standing, okay? So we're gonna repeat that motion 4 more times. Really breathe through it. We're just bringing our body down from the activity that we've been doing. Here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hip hinge. Hands on shins to lengthen. And place your hands on the floor. Step back into a high plank. Knees on the floor, lower down. Activate your core, then hover your hands. Hands on the floor, tuck your toes, push back into downward dog. And then slowly walk your hands back to your start position. Push up through your legs. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Forward fold or hinge. Hands on shins, lengthen your spine. Squat down to place your hands down. Step back or crawl your hands forward, depending on how much space you have. Knees on the floor, slowly lower down. Activate your core, hover your hands. Hands down, tuck your toes, push back into downward facing dog. Slowly walk your hands back to your start position. Squat to push up. Good, again, inhale, reach overhead. Exhale to hip hinge. Get that hamstring stretch. Hands on your shins. Push to lengthen your spine. Bend down. Walk your hands forward into high plank. Knees on the floor. Slowly lower down. Activate your core. Hover your hands. Hands down. Tuck your toes. Push back into downward facing dog. Big breath here, exhale. Walk your hands back. Push through your squat to stand up. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, up overhead. Exhale, forward, hip hinge. Hands on your shins, lengthen your spine, just lift a little. Hands on the floor, bend as deep as you need to. Walk your hands forward into a high plank. Knees down, slowly lower. Lifting your belly button and hovering your hands. Hands down, tuck your toes, push into downward dog. And really enjoy this stretch. You can pedal your heels if you want. We've got one more. Walk those hands back. Squat really deep. Push through your legs to stand up. Big breath. Last one. Inhale. Up overhead. Exhale. Hip hinge forward. Hands on shins. Push to lengthen your spine. Hands down. Crawl forward into high plank. Good. Knees down, slowly lower to the floor. Lifting your belly button and hovering your hands. Place your hands down, push back into downward dog. Okay, so while we're here, let's do that pedaling of your heels a little bit longer, just to get that stretch through your calves and your feet. Good. Walk your hands back, deep squat, push through your legs to stand up and shake it out. Okay, moving into our next movement. We're doing some side lunges with a reach. So get really wide with your stance. Bend one leg and go ahead and rest your forearm on that knee. From here, do an overhead reach. Remember, we're not totally curving our whole body. You're just thinking about creating lots of length. Hold here for 5 seconds, push back up. Arms out to the side like a starfish, switching sides just to create a reach. Remember to try and get a really deep hip hinge here, not necessarily like trying to do this with a straight leg. So really deep squat, stretch, up to start, and move to the other side. Do this for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. Good. Continuing to move through this squatting motion, we're going into sumo squats with big arm sweeps and a big inhale. Okay, so we're trying to bring our body to calm it down after doing your workout. Go ahead, lowering down into a sumo squat as your arms sweep down and up. Inhale to reach overhead. And then exhale to come back to start. Just do that in a continuous motion for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. Okay, next we're going to cool down our lower body and our hamstrings. So from here, we're doing a dynamic hamstring stretch in standing. Place your hands on your hips. From here, do a little squat and then place one heel in front of you. You don't have to lock that knee straight. It can stay a little bit bent. And then from here, hinge to bring your belly button towards your thigh. So not rounding. We don't want to tuck our bum under because then we actually are losing the hamstring stretch, and more so rounding our back. So it's really about trying to keep that scoop in the lower back. Come back up, switch sides, other heel out, hip hinge until you get a hamstring stretch. Stand back up, alternating sides for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. All right, so hopefully your heart rate is settled down a little bit. Let's transition onto the floor and get into the crook lying position, which means lying down on your back with your knees bent. We're starting with a stretch for the posterior shoulders. So Take one arm, reach it up towards the ceiling. Feel your shoulder blade on the floor. Now try and maintain contact with that the whole time throughout this stretch. Cross this arm over your body. It probably won't go very far. And then you can use your other hand to gently apply pressure. But the trick here is not to let your shoulder lift off the floor because you won't actually feel the stretch in the right place. Try and really keep that shoulder blade touching the floor, and you're just doing an ever so gentle pressure with your other hand. You'll probably feel it somewhere in around this region. We're holding for 15 seconds and then switching to the other side. Ready, set, go. Switch sides, reaching one arm over without letting that shoulder blade come off of the floor. Okay, so now we're cooling down our hips. Place your feet wider apart. But this time, take one knee and drop it in towards the floor without moving the other leg. So what this does is keeps your pelvis fairly neutral and actually does an internal rotation stretch for your hip. And then come back to center and then do the other side, trying to lower that knee as much as you can without lifting your whole pelvis and twisting your back, trying to keep that pelvis down on the floor. Switch sides for 30 seconds, trying to get that knee as close to the floor as you can. You probably will feel a stretch somewhere in your hips, depending where it's tight. And just do this gently for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. Okay, we're moving into the pigeon stretch or the figure four stretch. Take one leg, bend it, cross it over the other knee. From here, bring your hands underneath and hold onto the bottom of your thigh. And actually, it's up to you if you're able to take your elbow and just gently push your knee out a little bit further. That creates a more intense stretch. Hold this for 15 seconds and then we're switching to the other side. Switch sides in 3, 2, 1. Ready and go. All right, so staying on our back, we're moving into more of a hamstring stretch now. Straighten one leg and then bring the other knee towards your chest, okay? Interlace your fingers behind your thigh and think about locking your thigh in place. From here, we're straightening your leg as much as you can until you feel a stretch in your hamstring or the back of your thigh. That might only be over up to here for some people or a little bit further for others, but we're trying to hold this position for a few seconds and then you can release. Just repeat that motion for 15 seconds and then we're switching to the other side. Ready, set, go. Switch sides. Lock that thigh towards your chest. Slowly straighten that leg until you feel a stretch in the back of the thigh. Repeat. Okay, we're coming into the really chill section of this cool down. Staying on your back, we're moving into a butterfly position where we put the bottoms of our feet together and just allow your knees to fall out towards the side. If this feels too intense, you can either place rolled up towels or yoga blocks under your knees, but sometimes I just like to place fists with your hands, and you can place them under your upper thighs. That might help support you enough to be comfortable. And just from here, breathe and try and let the weight of your legs do the stretching for you. Hold this for 30 seconds as you breathe into your chest and belly. Ready, set, go. All right, so we're coming to the end of our session, and so we're just going to do some mindful breathing. As you inhale, first we're going to practice breathing into your chest. So you can place your hands on your chest if you feel comfortable. Stay really relaxed, close your eyes, inhale, and try and lift your chest up towards the ceiling, and then let it rest. Just breathe at your own pace. We'll do this for a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale, feel your ribs recoil. 2 more just like that. Inhaling into your chest, lifting. And exhale. 1 more breath into your chest. Exhaling. Okay, now we're switching our focus to our belly. Place your hands on your tummy. As you inhale, think about trying to send air to the lower part of your ribs, lifting your lower rib cage and tummy up towards the ceiling. Exhale, allow your belly to fall. 2 more just like that. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time, inhaling, belly up. Exhale, belly falls. Okay, this one might be a little harder, but focus, bring your attention to your back. You can just place your hands on your belly or by your side. Inhale, think about expanding into your mid-back, down towards the floor. Inhale, opening your ribs. Exhaling. This time, if you have scoliosis, think about your concavities or the areas inside of your curves with compressed ribs. Inhale to expand there. Exhale. Last one, inhaling to open your concavities. Exhaling to release. And go back to breathing normally. Close out our session, let's do a quick body scan, bringing the mindfulness back into your body. Bring the awareness to your head and feel where the pressure of your head is on the floor. Drawing attention to your mid-back and your shoulder blades, just really trying to relax into the floor. It's supporting you. Notice what spots on your back are not touching the floor, and just notice, no judgment. It's not wrong. Just take note. Feel the pressure of your pelvis on the floor. Wherever that might be, feel free to rock your knees gently side to side and feel how that pressure in your pelvis shifts. Good. Notice the other parts of your body touching the floor. This might mean the backs of your arms, your elbows, the bottoms of your feet. And just wiggle them a little bit to really feel that floor underneath you, supporting you. Last 2 breaths here. Inhale. Relax, exhaling. Last one, really melt into the floor. In and out. Good. Thank your body for doing the exercise that it did today. And we'll see you next time.
We hope you find this information helpful. For more how-to videos and scoliosis-friendly workouts, check us out on TSC Connect. See you next time.